Hi, my name is Mike Cash, and I will be walking us through the Livingtree Give application today. And the first thing that we'd really like to talk about is navigation through the site and generally what we are seeing when we first log in as a campaign creator. You'll notice along the left-hand side, we have what we call our left navigation bar. From here, you can get to various areas like contacts, fundraising, which is the page that we default to when we first log in, sign up, reporting, settings, academy, and for schools that have outside fundraisers, you'll also see your submit outside fundraiser here in the left navigation bar. Along the top, we can access our campaigns. We can get to our events if we created them. And then we can also access our public page. By clicking on this, we're taken to our public-facing page that contains all of our current campaigns that are active and those that have completed as well. When we're on the campaign page, you'll notice there are other links directly beneath this. We'll be covering this in the next section when we talk about how to create a campaign. But here below we see create a campaign, submit outside fundraiser, my drafts, my templates, Livingtree templates, and archive. By clicking on one of these, we're actually taken to the area for that. So by clicking on create a campaign, we go to the create a campaign screen. I'm going to default us back to all. Along the top, we see pending actions for your review. So if you have any fundraiser that is in a current status and has been either kicked back to you for review or has gone active, you will want to click there at the top here. You can also look at the approval statuses of your campaigns by clicking on approval statuses here. Both of these areas will take you to the same place. We also have another hyperlink here to the reporting, which takes you to the same area that your left navigation bar takes you to. On the screen itself, you'll notice that we see our active campaigns. If we scroll down, we have pending campaigns, completed campaigns, and for schools that have outside fundraising, outside fundraisers down here at the bottom. To create a campaign, we'll first want to make sure that we've selected fundraising in the left-hand navigation bar and that we are on the campaign screen. Once there, we would simply click on create a campaign. That will take us to step 1 of campaign creation. From here, we can create a custom campaign wherein we can add our campaign name, select the category that the campaign falls under, and write our short 1 to 2 sentence summary of what our campaign is about. Below, we can also add our school or organization's name. You'll also notice that we can start a campaign based on a template. These are either templates that you've created before and have saved, or canned Livingtree templates that cover a number of frequent and most often used campaigns that we see. In our case, we're going to utilize the music instruments template. From there, we can customize this by typing in a name. Make sure that the category is correct, and then alter any of the pre-canned descriptions here and really customize this if we want. Down at the below, we can add our school and or organization's name. From there, we can save as draft or click Next Steps. Step 2 of campaign creation is about adding more media to the body of your campaign. So here we can actually add an image or video as our primary media. In this case, our template already had this great picture here of this young lady playing the violin. We can choose to change that picture out if we'd like by clicking on Choose File. Or if we leave it, we just leave it there. The next area is about campaign body text. So this is where you would actually put in your fuller description of your campaign, which will be displayed as the main text on the campaign page. We can go in and actually alter all of this in this area below. And we can also add additional media to our campaign by selecting Add Additional Media. Here we can add more photos or videos to embed into our campaign. To embed a video into your campaign, you will first need to upload that video to YouTube, obtain the YouTube link to that video, and put it into this entry field here. This will then extract that video and embed it into your campaign. We could add multiple videos and multiple images here below, so we could really make our campaigns very robust. From there, we can save as a draft or go to next steps. Step 3 in campaign creation is about goals and timeframes. From here, you can add your goal amount. In this case, we've added $5,000. Put in your start date and end date for your campaign. And then you also have the option of including optional donation amounts that you can preset to help your donors quickly select and proceed to finalizing their donation. In this case, we've added bronze, silver, and gold levels, and we're able to actually upload photos and images to this to make it a little bit more interactive and fun. You also have an optional area here below to add more information relative to your donation level amounts. At the bottom, we can manage the Donate on Behalf of section. On your campaign, you can add an optional section where you can customize and collect donation-related information from your donors, such as the student's name, grade level, or school name. This all can be altered and customized as well. From here, you can turn on or off the Donation on Behalf of section, enter the title of the Donate on Behalf of section if you wish to change that, the entry field, first name and last name, and then you can also add additional selections in case you would like to have your donors be able to donate on behalf of multiple students. I'm going to close this. At the very bottom, we also have the hide donation amount from backers list. You're going to want to check this box if you would like to hide all donation amounts for all donors that are listed on the Backers tab on your campaign page. By selecting the radio button, this will hide those donation amounts from other donors from being able to view that. From here, we can save as draft or go to the next step. Step 4 of campaign creation is about setting up your leaderboard and being able to share to groups on your Livingtree Engage application for schools that have Give connected to their Livingtree Engage platform. If you are with a school that actually has Livingtree Engage, you would be able to select the group that you would want to share that with on your Livingtree Engage platform by selecting it here. We can also create a leaderboard for our different groups if we have different groups that are competing with each other relative to our campaigns. So in our case, we're going to have 3 sets of students. We're going to have the red team, the blue team, and the yellow team. This allows for competition between student groups or other groups that are relative to your campaign, and allows your donors to actually donate on behalf of those groups. This will then display itself in their leaderboard so everyone can watch and see who's winning the campaign. Down below, we could actually hide that campaign leaderboard from the public, which would only make it viewable to the campaign creator themselves. From here, we can save as draft or go to next steps. Step 5 is the final stage in creating our campaign. From here, we can add monthly reoccurring payment options for our donors. By checking this box, donors will be able to set up monthly reoccurring donations to our campaign. We can also add a custom message once payment has been received through the system. By selecting this box, you could then enter in your custom receipt message below and have that sent once the campaign payment has been received. Below, we can also save as a draft, or we could save this as a template so we can get back to it later. This will then also be able to be selected or gotten back to from the main fundraising page. We can preview our campaign from here, ensure that everything looks good, and then finally submit to our bookkeeper. This will start the process for campaign acceptance and approval. Once your campaign has been approved, you will receive notification of that in your pending actions at the very top of your fundraising campaign page, and you will see it listed under your active campaigns area. To keep an eye on pending campaigns, you can simply scroll down to the pending campaigns area and view where your campaign is along its approval process. Once your campaign has been approved, you will be able to view your campaign in the Active Campaigns area on the fundraising page. From here, you can share via your social media accounts for that particular campaign by clicking one of the icons here. You can also obtain and print a flyer for your campaign that has a QR code. This is very handy for passing out while you're doing your campaign and as a good campaign fundraising best practice. In the upper right-hand corner of your campaign, you'll see a gear icon. This takes us to certain settings and features of our campaign and allows us to access those. For instance, by clicking on Edit, we can be taken back to our campaign edit screens and change any content that we would like. We can also add a backer to this campaign, which is very helpful when you're given direct money, such as checks or cash, and you would like to add that backer to this specific campaign as a donor. You would simply put in the donation amount, add in the first name, last name, and email address, and any other pertinent information, and save that, and this donor will be applied to this campaign. That donor will also be viewable in your reporting. We can also access reporting via the gear icon by clicking on Go to Reporting. This will take us to this specific campaign wherein we can review all of the transactional details of this specific campaign. We will be covering promoting email in another section, but to access that portion of the application, you would simply click on the gear icon and click on Promote Email. Again, we will cover this in another section, but this is how we would get to this section. We can also view the live version of our campaign and view it just like our donors would by clicking on View Live. From here, we can review our campaign on its actual campaign page. We can also review the email that goes out once campaigns have been donated to by selecting Thanks Email Body Preview. We can also clone this campaign and archive it. By archiving the campaign, it will take it out of active status and place it in the archive section of our Livingtree Give application. Livingtree Give has a very robust donor management system. To access this, you would simply click on Contacts in your left navigation bar and be presented with the Contacts page. From here, we can view a list of all of the contacts that we have uploaded into our system. We can review them. We can look at individual donors by clicking on Show and view pertinent information relative to them as to whether or not they have submitted payments. We can also remove contacts from this area and from this section of the page. To add new contacts, we would simply click on Add Contact. We can add our contact types. In this case, we've selected alumni and parents, and we are adding that to the record of this new contact that we're adding. So by adding in first name, last name, email address, and all pertinent information, once we've saved that contact, it will be available to us in our list. We can also manage contact types by clicking on the Manage Contact Types area here. This will allow us to remove unwanted contact types and add new ones should we like to add additional contact types to our system. You also have the ability to download an import template, which will allow you to enter in contacts that you may have from other campaigns or other areas of your organization. You would simply fill out the information presented in the downloaded template and then import that template into the Import Contact area by selecting that file and adding it to your Livingtree Give application. You can export a list of your contacts by checking a selection of contacts here on the left and exporting that information. Or you can actually export all of your contacts from your system by clicking on Export All. This will then produce a CSV file which you would then be able to open and review. Now that we've added our contacts and donors to our Livingtree Give application, we can begin the process of promoting our campaign. To do so, we would first select Fundraising in the left navigation bar, go to the active campaign that we would like to promote, and select the gear icon. Once we've selected that, we would go to Promote Email. On the Promote Email page, we can select our donors or contacts by selecting the plus icon on our to line for the email promotion that we would like to send. Here, we can select our donors, or we can filter to a group of donors and select those donors. For instance, I would like to have all soccer team members added on to this list. I would also like to add alumni to this list as well. This will then begin to add those emails from our donor base into the to line. From here, we can add our subject and write the body of our message. We could do this as a one-time send, or we can save this as a template. If we save as a template, we would be able to access this again when we do another promote email in the future. In our case, we're going to go to Email Templates here, open this up, and select a pre-canned template that we've already selected here. This will then fill in all of that pre-canned templated information into our custom message and allow us to send this as a one-time send to the users here in this area. We can also delete the template if we would like. Livingtree Give also allows us to schedule mass emails. To do so, we would simply click on Scheduled Mass Emails. From here, we would select our contact types, select the email template that we would like to send from our list, alter that if we need, and then select the frequency that we would like for this email to go out. So In this case, we could select every 3 calendar days until the campaign is ended, weekly every 7 calendar days, bi-weekly every 14 calendar days until the campaign is ended, or monthly every 30 days until the campaign is ended. You can also select this box if you do not want contacts who have made a donation to your campaign to receive this scheduled email, which will then not send an email to anyone from your list should they be there that has already donated to this campaign. You can send a test email for this, or you can begin to schedule that mass email to go out by selecting Schedule Mass Email. Livingtree Give also allows you to sequence emails going out. You would select Sequenced Mass Emails to access this area. From here, you can select the group that you would like that sequenced mass email to go out to, and then begin to select the various templates that you have and the frequency or dates that you would like for them to go out. In this way, you can have a regular tick of emails to donors as your campaign progresses. If a donor has donated to your campaign and you do not want them to receive the subsequent email progressions, you can simply check this box at the bottom to ensure that contacts who've made a donation to your campaign do not receive subsequent emails. You can also send a test email for this, or go ahead and schedule your sequenced mass emails. A key best practice in promoting campaigns is to actively use your donor base to increase your donor base. For that reason, Livingtree Give has created an email template that you can send that will allow your donors to recommend more donors to your campaign. To access this, we will first go to the gear icon and back to our Promote Email section. From here, we're taken to the Promote Email screen, wherein we can select the Livingtree template Contact Share tool. This will allow you to share a message to your donors that has a link to a sharing tool for this particular campaign. Once the donors receive this email message and click on the link, they are taken to a page where they can add in other potential donor emails. They can add up to 50 contacts to this page, which will then be added to your contact donor list. This is super helpful and allows you to maximize the donors that are on your list within Livingtree Give. To access reporting in Livingtree Give, go to the left navigation bar and click on Reporting. This will take you to the reporting screen, wherein you can view detailed information about each transaction in your campaign. You can also sort reporting by utilizing the drop-down here, and also get specific date ranges for reporting by clicking the drop-down here. When looking at the reporting, you can see that there is a lot of information here, such as first name, last name of the donor, the fundraiser type, the fundraiser itself, who'd created the fundraiser. You can review your accounting code, who the donor donated on behalf of, the donor's email, and then all the transactional information, including PayPal merchant ID information for this particular transaction. If you need to download any of this information, you can export this report via Excel or PDF. You also have a very handy link to any contacts reporting that you might need to review by clicking on Contacts Reporting in the upper right. Here, you can also export to Excel or export to PDF. To view reporting specific to a campaign directly, You can also go to the fundraising page, click on the gear icon for the campaign, the active campaign that you're looking to review, and go to the Go to Reporting section. This will take you back to reporting, but will filter you to the specific campaign that you're looking to review. Again, from here you can also export via Excel or PDF should you need to. To access settings in Livingtree Give, first go to Settings in the left navigation bar. From here, you can make changes to your information, alter your email address, which will also serve to change your username to the platform, change your password, and you can also change the name you would like for your public page URL by making a selection here. Once you've saved, these settings will take effect. To change information relative to your public portal settings, click on Public Portal Settings at the top. From here you can change the title and information, set a brief description, change the logo, and also have access to an HTML code which will produce a donate button, which can be used on websites to access your public portal page for Livingtree Give. If at any point you need additional assistance with Livingtree Give, we have our handy Livingtree Give Academy. This is accessible in the left-hand navigation bar and routes us to a landing page where you can get information for district and school administrators, district campaign creators, district finance teams, and state PTAs. By clicking into one of these areas, you will get additional resources such as frequently asked questions and information on campaign promotion itself. As well, on the Livingtree Give site, at the bottom, there is a green button which you can press to access our support team at any time. Simply send us a message and we'll respond as quickly as possible. There is also a change log for any information relative to changes to the Livingtree application. You would access this by clicking on the green button here and reviewing any of the latest changes made to the Give application. Thank you for joining us today for this walkthrough of the Livingtree Give application for campaign creators. We hope you've found it informative and worthwhile.